Let's talk about the Leafs.
Let's talk about the Leafs. Switching
All right.
sports here. Now we're going to be talking about Mitch's favorite team. I can't
In
believe
hockey,
it.
yeah.
It's awful because through all your years of life, you continuously, you do
Dude.
it to yourself. Mitch
I
is a
didn't do
Toronto
anything.
Maple Leafs fan.
They should put me out there in
Mitch,
some of these games.
Let's Google it. Because I don't want to get it
what
wrong.
is nuts? I remember when they were up like 4-1 or 4-0 to the Bruins. And I remember I was living in the States at the time, and I remember closing my laptop and I'm like, they pulled it off next round. And then somebody said they lost. I'm like, I thought it was a joke. I actually couldn't believe this. They literally blew it that year, and that was sad.
All right, so how old were you
Why
in
are we pulling
2004?
up these stats?
How old were you in 2004?
Who's making up these stats?
That's not a stat. It's a real stat. How old were you in 2004? You were born in what, 93?
Yeah.
So, dude,
That's
you were
tough,
11.
man. Yeah, it was like 10.
The
or 11.
last time the Toronto Maple Leafs won a playoff series, he was 11.
Yeah.
That is a
And
long
what did I
time
tell you?
ago.
What did I tell you a couple weeks ago?
You said that the Leafs are going to win the Stanley Cup.
No, I said Matthews is going to hoist the cup specifically. I have a vision.
Matthews isn't even the captain.
Yeah, but he's going to get to hoist the cup.
So will the
I
head
never
coach.
said he was a captain.
So will the head coach.
I know, but it sounds better. It sounds spectacular. Ian, it brings up the value of my card if they take a photo. And
So
because I've got Matthews. What grade is your Matthews 9.5?
don't have one.
There you go.
Don't have one. But regardless, we need to talk about this because here in Canada, by far the biggest hockey market, the biggest hockey team,
Toronto.
the one that everyone cheers for, even if you're in Montreal or any other Canadian city for that matter, is the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. The Maple Leafs, so we want to talk about Austin Matthews because last year he obviously, set the Leafs record for most goals in
got hot
franchise
last
history,
year, yeah.
and he was phenomenal. But now I think he's having a down year, which is crazy to say for Austin Matthews. But compared to last year, it's a down year. And more specifically, what's his card price going to do if he can't get past the first round?
All right, first off.
Honestly, what's he going to do?
I do have an issue with the down year. Not that I'm not saying he's not doing as good as last year, but he had a rough start. His start was awful, but he's been picking up.
Sure.
So right now, at this current time, he's playing well. He's actually playing well because I picked up on a couple games. I'll watch a live stream here and there, and I've noticed that he was just missing the net. He's shooting the puck, and I'm like, bro, are you even trying to score? Nope. He must be he's got the mafia on him or
The
something.
mustache is getting in the way.
Yeah. His mustache is too long. It's getting in front of his eye. He's trying to hit the net.
And what's he dressing like? Oh
Yeah,
my goodness.
that's a whole other thing. Yeah. Even Balenciaga was like, "This is too much for us. We're gonna stick to the kid stuff." So, anyways, Matthews though he's not doing as good as last year, but he is picking up, and I think from now, December till the rest of the year, he's gonna be fine. So
Yeah, no.
overall, his
agree.
card prices though,
Let's look it up.
I still think long term it's a good time to get Matthews. But again, he's also at that point in time where if you bought his cards 4 or 5 years ago, this would be a good time to get out because you would be in profit, I feel like his cards are just steadily going up and maybe they're down a bit now.
All right, let's look up Austin Matthews cards.
Yeah,
PSA 10. I think PSA 10 would be.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the 2016 Upper Deck Austin Matthews number 201.
It's got to be stagnant this year.
PSA 10 Young Guns. First and foremost, that pop report, 2,700. That's very low. That's low. Let's be honest.
So that's equivalent to getting Zion Silver versus his base.
Yeah. His market cap is actually 2.92 million.
So think about it this way. His GOAT card, there's 2,000 total, whereas Zion has 25,000, and that's
Yeah.
including the prisms. So that shows you there's a huge level of, obviously there's less demand in hockey.
Yeah, there's
but
some scarcity.
Yeah.
Over the last 3 months, his card is down $450, which is 30% price change. Not what you want to see. Over the last 6 months, right around the same, $400.
Go to a year
27%.
though, or 2
In
years.
1 year, it's right around the same.
Yeah.
So his card prices
Go
have
to
fluctuated.
2 years or max. I'd like
Sure.
to see that.
Yeah, let's go to 2 years.
Yeah, there you go. So that's a big difference. So I picked up his card just before that even. So that was a good time.
Wow.
That's why I even said that. So right now, say that because I just told him too. I said if you picked up this card 3-4 years ago, you may want to sell it now, get your profit. But if you're holding long term, I think you'll be fine.
Yeah. So as I bring it up, raw too, over the last 2 years, it's up. Over the last year, it's down 36% over 6 months, down 23%.
It's an accumulation
down.
period. This is what I've been saying. Now's the time to stack some cash, try to time the market, and get in now. Because you're not going to see those huge gains,
Yeah.
but you're going to be in before the next big run happens. That's what it's about. It's
No,
all
I
about
agree.
placement. That's what I think. That's
Think
what I
about
think.
it, right? If it's down over the last 3 months, what did we say? Over the last 3 months, this card is down right around like 25%, right? Well, what happens if and when they actually win a playoff series? It's going to rise.
Yeah.
It will rise.
What's
So-
going to happen? Okay, when he scores 500 goals, let's say he's healthy, he's going to get
So
500
we're
goals.
talking long run.
Yeah.
right.
Let's say he gets 500 goals. This is 5-6 years from now. Is maybe even sooner. If he gets 500 goals, are his card prices going to be double?
Double?
Or are they going to be worth more or less than today? You know what I mean?
tough
So
to
you have to think about it in those ways. That's at least what I do. If you're short term, I probably wouldn't even be buying any now. But if you're long term, it gives you more flexibility to not have to tie things.
He'll get 500 goals. As we speak, he's actually got 275. And he's only played 439 career games.
Yeah.
So this is a guy who's just scoring at an elite level. Points-wise, right, he's got 37 points in 32
young, though.
games.
How old is he? 25?
He is 25 years old.
Yeah. See, I know Matthews.
Right. But what I'm saying is it's the 16 goals through 32 games. That's what's concerning because that puts him on, it's still a 40-goal pace. But coming off a 60-goal season, if you're scoring 40, yes, it's phenomenal, and almost anyone else in the NHL would love to have that. But as a collector, from that standpoint, people are kind of looking at Matthews as,
Yeah,
oh my
he had a-
goodness.
he had a rough
is,
start.
Is he regressing? Is he not performing well? And again, we know that from not being casuals, but the casuals will look at it as, oh man, like Matthews is starting to regress a little bit here. So yeah, absolutely. I think it would actually be a relatively good time to pick up his card and his young gun specifically. That's just me because, you know, I look at the Leafs and again, I think their bottom six is really weak. And I've promised myself a few years ago, I'm not ever going to say anymore that the Leafs are going to win a playoff series until they actually do it. Because every year I think they're going to do it. They don't. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But they need to. I think if he scores 500 career goals, I think he's not going to do it in a Toronto Maple Leafs sweater, if I'm
Yeah.
being completely honest with you.
Yeah.
I think he's going to move away from the largest hockey market, largest fan base.
He'll go to Arizona, his hometown.
I think so, but regardless, his card prices, if he moves out of the largest fan base in the world for hockey, that's not going to be good for his card prices. They're going to dip, which means I'll pick some up. But
Yeah.
so that's interesting.
That is interesting. And it looks like he's getting the salary of like a WNBA player too.
Well,
What is that?
So there's a cap hit, right? I mean, his cap hit, he's
Yeah.
basically one of the highest paid players in the league, meaning, you know,
Yeah, he accounts for 10%.
So they're paying him $925,000 a year.
That just seems weird that he's not making $1 million.
A lot of people have front-loaded and back-loaded things like that. So if you
Yeah.
look at Ovi's technically not even making that either. Well, that does it for this installment of Red Cape Sports. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, please go ahead and leave us a thumbs up. It really helps us out to grow the channel and to reach more people who love sports card collecting as yourself. And just a reminder, if you guys are interested in learning more than just what we put out here on YouTube, down below in the video description, there is a link to our Udemy course. Ultimately there, you guys can learn tons of different things on how to collect sports cards, protect them, and ultimately invest in the sports card industry. Again, thank you all so much for watching. Till next time.